Episode 14, baby. Here we go. Things are really heating up now. We are into the double digits. We are 4 episodes into the double digits. And I think we're really making some waves with this show. I know you think that. And I know that I think that. And I just want to put out a disclaimer at the beginning, at the top of this episode, that any hate comments that are bound to come my way because of this show will be read in full, verbatim, on an upcoming episode of the show. So I know that there are going to be some views that I may have that I might share, some things that I might say on the show which may ruffle a few feathers, but it is not a drop in the bucket to the kind of real misery and things that are going on out there. Now I want to address some of the things which were said in the previous episode. Maybe things were a little, there seemed to be, once again, a little bit of aggression, a little bit of, maybe it wasn't the happiest kind of content out there. This is definitely not content which is made for kids. This is not a nursery rhyme, although it would be quite fantastic if these episodes were turned into a nursery rhyme. Imagine that. Imagine my voice singing to your child. Imagine if I was, the wheels on the bus go round and round. Things like that. Those little nursery rhymes. And I mean, it would be a good business decision on my part, because I believe that nursery rhyme videos have some of the highest view counts of any videos out there. Quite literally. So I believe that if we go to, so let's open up. So welcome to episode 14, the Rick Troutner Show. This is your host, guest, star, writer, director, producer, Rick Troutner. And I know this is the Grammys just passed this past weekend. I wasn't aware of the Grammys going past this past weekend. I was only made aware of it because there was some controversy. There's a little bit of drama at the Grammys, and I actually have a whole take on this. So these are the kind of features that we're going to have. I want to go over some of the features that I have prepared, because I actually have some notes. We did some planning. So one of the first features was that disclaimer that any hate mail or hateful comments or death threats or things like that this show is bound to evoke, I will be reading them with any contact information that you provide me, and I will be putting that on the show. I love how there are people that would go and put out and be like, I just received this hate message, but they'll black out the person that sent the hate message. I mean, I guess kind of the reasoning I guess I would be behind that is you don't want to give a platform to your haters. But why wouldn't you want to if someone's gonna come tell you to go kill yourself, why wouldn't you want to let everyone know who it is that's telling you to go kill yourself? I mean, I know a lot of the time someone may send you a hate email and it'll be from like juicyjug69 at hotmail.com, and that won't give away a lot in the form of revealing information about the author of said message. But I do think that blocking out and protecting the innocent is probably not what you should be doing to someone sending you death threats, because they are not innocent, and they've kind of revoked any right to privacy when first they sent you a message, an unsolicited message, and then a violent and aggressive message at that. So I think that's something that we could probably all agree on, that for anyone who sends a death threat probably has revoked their right to privacy. I mean, for all the things about privacy, I think we can agree that anyone that sends out a death threat to anyone probably, it wouldn't, I don't think too many people will get upset at the idea that maybe your information shouldn't be so private. Quite the opposite. It should actually be. We should actually want to find out who it is that's sending that, where they are located, and kind of put a bug and track their whereabouts, because you never know which death threats are serious, which ones are I mean, we all know how funny a good death threat is, right? I mean, out of all the things out of all the good kind of joke formats, how there's meme formats, out of all the good joke formats that are out there, death threats are I think the last untouched meme format that's out there. I mean, because there's a lot of ways that you can send a death threat. I mean, you can just go out and straight up and say, hey, go kill yourself. You can kind of explain ways that different scenarios, which would be good ways for your intended target to maybe try killing themselves. Or you could just flat out go out and say, hey, don't kill yourself. I'll do it for you. There's a done for you killing that's kind of implied in the message. And for those people, I mean, what I think that the format isn't avant-garde enough. I think that the format's maybe a little tired, maybe a little overused, and I think we could kind of spice up the way people are doing death threats, because the classic go kill yourself, may your family burn in hell, go drown yourself in a lake, go hang yourself, those are tried and true, definitely, have been used in not only in the individual level between, content creators and content commenters, two very important parts of society. I think that when the COVID pandemic started, that when they said essential workers, what they meant by essential workers were YouTubers and people who comment on YouTube videos. They didn't mean nurses. They didn't mean the grocery store workers. They didn't mean, the truck drivers. They didn't mean all those people. The people that they meant were the people who put out YouTube videos and the people who comment on those YouTube videos. And fortunately, they were spared and actually were probably boosted and elevated because of the pandemic, which is a good thing, because moving forward, the industries that I think will be left are robot repairmen, the coders of the software developers and the programmers of the services, and the robots that will be doing all of the labor, and then I guess the Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk types that will be kind of running things, and then the people running the gas chambers once again, to kind of get rid of everybody that's not a robot, not Jeff Bezos, and not somebody who's designing the robots. And then Amazon will get so big that it'll kind of order from itself. Amazon will become its own biggest customer. I think that's where we're heading, because once there's kind of the global genocide and about 9 of every 10 of us are kind of wiped off the earth, then what will be left for companies like Amazon's, the way that they'll continue their growth at all costs kind of model, will be buying products from themselves. YouTube will be watching its own videos. So since there'll be a lot less people now to both make videos and watch videos, YouTube will have to create, how now there's only one YouTube Rewind every year. There's now going to need to be a YouTube Rewind and a YouTube Fast Forward every month, because there just won't be enough YouTube videos for YouTube to watch on itself, because we all know the only reason YouTube exists is to be able to sell you Manscaped, ways to shave your balls, ways to, or drugs, or any one of the many pharmaceutical drugs that are out there, or, you know, some kind of internet marketers pushing some kind of course or program. This is the reason why YouTube exists. It's not for the content that you're watching, for people to blow shit up online, you know, for people to do funny little sketches or cat videos. It's really to sell you a better way to trim your balls. Because as we all know, your balls need to be trimmed for no one, because no one's looking at your balls anytime soon, day or night. It's not happening. So, but in the anticipation that someone will, that at some point you will disrobe for someone and expose yourself and have an intimate moment with another human being, those moments aren't happening. So you're really just shaving your balls for your own vanity. And this is what YouTube's here for. This is what YouTube is about, and these are good things. So in the year 2022, when 90% of the population is gone, and Amazon's just drone flying orders for themselves just to keep the numbers rolling, you know, because even though there is a sharp decline in population, there will still be a growth in profits. Always a growth in profits and revenue, and these are the things that matter. Because as we all know, the first thing that God asks you after you die is what was your last quarterly statement like? Did you beat shareholder expectations? Because the shareholders were expecting you to grow at 5%. Did you grow at 5% or greater? Because if you only grew at 4% or lower, and it doesn't really matter how you grew, you know, maybe you laid off some more workers. You now got people, you know, instead of them just working 18-hour shifts, now they're working 24-hour shifts. And instead of them having one piss break, now they have half a piss break. So someone goes and takes a piss, and about halfway through taking a piss, they get shocked with a shock collar, and they're forced to go back to work, and they're forced to go finish off urinating at a different the next day of work, the next 24-hour cycle of work. So since that was the basis of your growth, because you made the same amount of sales, but you were able to generate more profits because you were able to cut expenses, when God asks you as you're entering heaven if you were able to meet shareholder expectations, if the answer is no, and I mean, why is God asking anyways? God knows whether you met shareholder expectations or not. But hypothetically, if God were to ask and you didn't meet shareholder expectations, you're definitely going to hell. You're definitely going to be banished down to the lowest rung of hell, and that being someone who was not able to make enough money in America, which, if any of you out there have seen the movie The Departed, there's that scene where the guy goes in and he kind of beats the shit out of the other guy, and the guy's like, "Oh man, I couldn't make the money. And the guy's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? This is America. Of course you can make the money." He kind of beats, and that was kind of a transformative scene, because you realize, well, obviously, based on what this guy's saying, it must not be that hard to make money in America. And if you're not making the amount of money that you should be, and what is the amount of money that you should be making? I mean, should it be millions? Should it be billions? Should it be trillions? I don't know. These are the questions that need to get answered, because we all know that these are the only things that really matter. I mean, being a being, just figuring out how to be a being on an earth with a physical body isn't quite good enough. You know what I mean? That's a given. That's free. And nothing that's good in life is free. Anything that's worth anything in life has a price on it. You know what I mean? That's the old saying. Nothing good in life is free. Everything that has any value in life has a price on it. I mean, that's why it has a price on it, because it's good. And you always know that something that you spend more money on means it's better. the more dollars you put towards it, the less of a problem that you're going to have. And these are just kind of the basic mathematical equations in life that they don't teach you at school. In school, they teach you algebra and English and, fake American history and kind of, fake and useless facts. But the thing that they don't teach you is that for each dollar, how one like equals one prayer, or one like equals, one love. $1 equals one smile. Every dollar equals one smile. So for $7 billion, $8 billion, we could put a smile on everyone's face. We could put a smile on everyone's face. People in comas, people that are destitute, children, infants. Give them $1, you get back a smile. Give them $1, you get back a smile. And that is the kind of world that we're living in. In my years of living, this is what I've ascertained from the world. And I mean, I think these are good things. I think that we've really kind of reached a wholesomeness in human society. If there's anything that can kind of be an example of the wholesomeness, of the good Christian nature of human beings, it's definitely the kind of capitalistic, dollar-centric worldview which we all share. And this is a good thing. And I mean, speaking of wholesomeness, speaking of things that kind of should warm your heart, this is like that show. And speaking of wholesome things, I mean, we saw towards the when was it? The beginning. When did he do that? When did he do that? Let's here we go. I think this is it. Perfect. So this right here is kind of highlights a little bit of the wholesomeness that's going on. I mean, spring break is a good time for everyone to come around, have wholesome moments. And I don't think this is it. So let me go NBC 6 Miami. Let's see what's going on here. NBC 6. I saw this great story, so wholesome. So wholesome. Oh, great. Oh, okay, good.
We're
Good. So Miami Beach is going to become a retirement community, and they're going to, I guess, turn it into a Chuck E. Cheese or something. What are they going to turn it into? Once elimination. Here we go. So this is some of the kind of wholesome entertainment.
It's been a busy weekend on Miami Beach with crowds of spring breakers flooding the area.
Yep.
Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Melina Machado.
Yep.
Police say they are out in full force, cracking down on any unruly crowds. Still,
unruly crowds.
Say the visitors are bringing in some much-needed cash to our area. NBC6 is live now on Miami.
Am I wrong here, folks? So what are you talking about? Cash is coming in. So for, like I said, every dollar equals a smile. So I don't know why people are upset, because it seems like smiles, so every time someone says dollars in cash, you could just change that out for smiles.
Miami Beach with the latest. Laura.
Well, simply put, Miami Beach is packed.
Right.
Hundreds of people are walking.
This is not the video I saw. Where's the freaking video that I saw?
And partying this spring break season.
Right? Look at this.
There's little sign
Look
of
at
a pandemic
this.
on South Beach.
Little
Streets
sign
are
of a
packed,
pandemic.
and some businesses are booming.
We were really counting on this spring break.
$1 equals one smile. Chapel Tattoos People are coming to get tattoos. I may have to go get a tattoo.
Alejandro Rodriguez
On my
works at
face.
Chapel Tattoos on 8th and Washington.
My
He says they
face.
welcome the steady stream
Small
of
tattoos,
customers, but they
$65. 2 small matching. Wow, that's 120 smiles for 2 small matching tattoos.
We always take the precautions for COVID, and we always try to keep COVID as far away as possible.
Right.
Police are also trying to
We always try to keep COVID. No, I'm not trying to make fun of this guy. He's some asshole, from this news program put a camera in his face. And I mean, what the hell is he going to say? But I do like that phrase. We try to keep COVID. We try to keep COVID away as much as possible. There's a bouncer at the door and COVID walks up and it's like, hey, can we get in there? And the bouncer's like, are you on the guest list? And COVID's like, I think we are. Hey, guys. And the one COVID looks back at the 100 trillion other COVIDs that are hanging out. Hey, guys, we're on the guest list, right? And the 100 trillion COVIDs are like, yeah, of course we are. And then the bouncer's like, hold on, let me check. And then he goes back to the back and he's like, hey, man, there's 100 trillion of these little spiky balls outside that say that they're COVID. Do I let them in? And the guy's like, no, man. No, we're trying to keep COVID as far away from here. We're trying to keep COVID away. And the bouncer's like, but they said they're on the guest list. They're the one thing that's not on the guest list. Ernie. We are essentially policing a playground. Wow, look at this guy. Look at this fucking guy. Gelber said the city has worked to increase policing efforts, including community policing in some sections, while getting a promise of an increase in Miami-Dade police units patrolling the area from County Mayor Daniela Levine Cava. We are essentially policing a playground used by other people, Gelber said. He just needs there to be one letter changed in his name, and then he's the Gerber baby mayor. The Gerber baby. The Gerber mayor. The Gerber baby mayor. The Gerber baby mayor wants to increase in funding for officers and cameras in the city's commercial areas. Frankly, we are policing an economic engine for the entire region. Well, that sounds kind of like you're complaining. Like, oh, boo-hoo to us. We're policing. Oh, feel sorry for us. We're having to. Oh, what a travesty. What a tragedy that you have to police an economic engine for the entire region. Well, I mean, geez, if only you could just swap your problems for like some deserted hellhole that has no economic activity going on. I think we should start a GoFundMe for Miami Beach. I think Miami Beach is hurting. I think and if you were going to give your money to that person who has some kind of terrible disease, hold up. Put your wallet, hold on. Put your credit cards away, because we have a new cause. Forget the penguins, forget the whales, forget the elephants, forget the starving children in Africa. Miami Beach Police needs your help. This is a problem. I am now going to champion. I will become the poster child of the Miami Beach endemic. The devastation of the Miami Beach lives matter. Miami Beach lives matter, folks. They matter. The Miami Beach police matter. And they are just trying to crack down on the crime. And they're doubling down their efforts, and they're doing everything they can, but they just can't get it done. So I think we need to open up a GoFundMe, and I think we need to get these people tanks. I think we need to get them some submachine guns, maybe even some fighter jets, and let's get them some bombs. Let's get them some nice big bombs so that the Miami Beach Police can just fly over an area of Ocean Drive and just start dropping bombs, bunker busting bombs. I think we got a whole bunch of bombs just laying around. So I think when there's like one of these little mobs or one of these block parties, The police can't handle it. Just drop a bomb on it. Just blow it up. You'll just clean it up real quick. I mean, that is how you deal with this. So I really feel bad for Miami Beach. I didn't realize there was such a problem going on. I mean, people are worried about all the wrong things. You know, people are trying to fight all these little insignificant fights. But what really we need to be focusing on is this injustice where Miami Beach is essentially policing a playground used by other people. I mean, and they're doing it out of the kindness of their hearts. I mean, Jesus Christ, people, why are we using this place as what are we doing, folks? What are we doing? I mean, just showing up to Miami Beach uninvited? How fucking rude is that? How rude is it that other people are coming and using the restaurants and the hotels and the parking spots and you know the entertainment and the nightclubs and the beaches? How rude is it that people are coming and just using Miami Beach as a tourist destination? Get the fuck out of Miami Beach. Go home. Go home, everyone, because Miami Beach does not want you. That you are uninvited. Your invitation, attention, the rest of the world. Your invitation to Miami Beach has been rescinded. No more. No more invitation. Your flight has been canceled. Your road trip is now no longer, and you will go back to your shitty shithole in whatever part of the country that you were in, and you are not invited because we have to go police a playground. Look at that. What are you, children? Look at this. Miami Beach is having to take care of children that aren't its own. I mean, what is this? Is Miami Beach going to have to start paying child support for everybody else's children? Are we going to have to start paying fucking Ohio because their children are coming to use our playground? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Justice for Miami Beach. Hashtag justice for Miami Beach. This is an outrage. And I think we need a ribbon. I think we need a little red, white, and blue ribbon to represent the strife of the Miami Beach police, the Miami Beach community, because this is an outrage that other people are using Miami Beach as a playground. I am disgusted. Frankly, we are police. This guy sounds sassy. This guy sounds very sassy. Gelber says he wants an increase in funding. I mean, I would agree. I would agree. Start a GoFundMe. Where's the Miami Beach GoFundMe? For more officers and cameras in the city's commercial areas and the beach walk, while also asking for a fully staffed real-time crime center. Real-time. What is a real-time crime center? Is that a crime center that has no lag? Is that not a, you know, instead of it being like a pre-recorded crime center where they're seeing like yesterday's news? Like right now, the crime center they have, they're watching security camera footage that's a day old. They're like, they see something on the footage. They're like, look, this is going down. And then they get out there and they're like, what's going on? Why is it daytime now? And they're like, dude, your cameras they're not real time. And the mayor's like, oh, God. You know what we need? You know what would probably be really helpful? If this stuff was real time. And they're like, you know what? You're right. Because right now we're working on like old information. Like we go out there. Imagine a police body cam where the footage that you like the police, they have the body cam and then they have like glasses that show them the footage from the body cam. But the body cam, the delay between the footage and, you know, is like a few minutes off. So they see something through their body cam. And then they take off the glasses and it's already over. You know, it's already done. So it would make sense to definitely have a real-time thing because this delayed policing is just not working out. Maybe we should have a even faster the real time. Maybe we should have something, I don't know, say that can kind of predict the crimes that are going to happen before they happen. And then, you know, make that make that system absolute. So whenever it thinks anybody is about to commit a crime, and have it be some kind of system that's, I don't know what it is, but like a dark box. Like you can't really, once it's created, you don't really understand how it works, but that it works. So you press the button and it rolls through a bunch of faces, and then a face pops up, with all their info, because obviously they have all that data, all the metadata of where that person is, and then go and arrest that person, execute that person, and then come out and be like, ladies and gentlemen, we've solved crime. We can now abolish the police force because there will be no more crime, because all the criminals will be arrested beforehand. And as a precaution, we're just going to arrest everyone. We're just going to make every living space into a prison. This will be a free upgrade for your living household. You will get a free the jail bar door that will get added. You'll get a free warden for every apartment complex, free prison guards, and this will all be funded by the increase in funding. So on Friday night, chaos erupted when police were taking a subject into custody. Officers used pepper balls. All right. So many balls. We got Corona balls, we got Manscaped balls, and we got pepper balls to break up the crowd, and 2 officers were hurt. Well, we might as well just arrest everybody then. If 2 officers were hurt in the line of duty, definitely arrest about 30 people. One of the cases was a narcotics arrest, allegedly involving a 25-year-old Ernesto Martinez. Police say they confiscated crack cocaine, crystal meth, and marijuana. This guy was just a small local business owner. You know what I mean? And he was diversifying his product. He could have just had the marijuana. He could have just had the crystal meth. He could have just had the crack cocaine. But not everybody just wants one of those things. Some people want one or the other, and some people want all 3. How is Ernesto Martinez supposed to run a business when he can't be selling crack cocaine, crystal meth, and marijuana? That's like going into a bar and all they have is one brand of beer. What is that? Where are the shots? Where's the tequila? Where's the vodka? Where's the draft beer? Where's the import beer? Where's the lagers? Where's the on-tap beer? You know what I mean? Where are the IPAs? Where's the rum? Where's the, you know what I mean? You can't just go it. So what? And they confiscated it? Oh, they're definitely doing some crack cocaine, crystal meth, and marijuana. They had a party. The police officer went out and they were like, man, how are we going to get this party on? Ernesto Martinez. This is the state that we're in, that the small business person just can't get ahead in our economy. You know what I mean? They just can't get ahead. Our economy is so much tethered to hospitality, an industry almost entirely premised on gathering. We're not just a community built for... Wait, so what is he saying? So you want to get rid of the entertainment district, you want to arrest everyone, but the economy, but you don't want to be the economic engine. So you're saying you're using a playground used by other people. So frankly, we're police. So that's what the hospitality industry is. So you understand that your entire economy, the only reason that there is able to be a government in Miami Beach that is to collect taxes is because people come there to use it as a playground, and that is what your economic engine is. So you want to shut... Who the fuck is this mayor? Who is this mayor? The mayor of Miami Beach should be should be Ernesto Martinez. I think Ernesto Martinez would actually have a better understanding of what the fuck Miami Beach is than this Gerber baby mayor. Who the fuck is this Gerber baby mayor? And why is Ernesto Martinez not the mayor of Miami Beach? So I want to personally nominate Ernesto Martinez, small business owner, entrepreneur, pulling himself up by his bootstraps, lives in the community, does business in the Miami Beach community, is a contributing member to the community. He should be mayor, not this fucking Gerber baby. Fucking Gerber baby mayor, get him out of there. Boot him out of there because he doesn't know what the fuck Miami Beach is. Like, dude, you are the mayor of the wrong fucking place because you're complaining that that people are coming. Like, what kind of asshole mayor is upset that people are coming to use your place as a playground? Do you know how many places in the country would fucking love to have their place be a fucking playground for people? What is wrong with this guy? Get rid of this guy. Get rid of the fucking mayor. And then the next story, Mayor Dan fucking Gerber baby mayor. Gerber baby mayor. Jesus. This guy doesn't know Miami Beach. Ernesto Martinez for mayor, everyone. Ernesto Martinez for mayor. Gerber says he believes the city should focus on revitalizing the area to an Art Deco cultural district and just have some uppity fucks come in and, talk about like they know art when they really fucking don't. Should focus on getting some fucking uppity pricks to come in and use the city. Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. This guy gets me upset. I mean, this is what Miami Beach is about.
Question tonight.
I mean, come on, a little bit of... dude, has this guy seen Miami Beach? I mean, Miami Vice? Has this guy ever seen Scarface? Like, dude, what the fuck do you think Miami Beach is? Miami Beach is not Art Deco cultural icon. Miami Beach is fucking Scarface. Miami Beach is a place where you go into one of those little apartments and you get shot 100 times with a machine gun. Like this is timid. This is tepid. Is tepid the right word? Tepid. Especially of a liquid. No, definitely not tepid. But yeah, no, actually it is. This is tepid because it's lukewarm. This is not the Miami Beach so that Miami Beach is supposed to be. One fatal gunshot wound. I mean, come on. Where's the chainsaw? Where's the submachine gun? Where are the grenades? 6 and 0 in an alleyway behind where they find bullet case. Oh, good. Good. Male victim. Okay. Woo. Well, condolences. So we're looking at the news. This is an informative show. I'm actually looking for an article which I saw. Massless crowds during spring break spark a health concern. Now, I was in Miami Beach last night, so this is why I want to talk about this. And some of these things are accurate. There was definitely on one of the blocks, you saw like the formings, like when you see the big storm clouds and you see the beginnings of a tornado. That's essentially what I saw in Miami Beach last night. As I was leaving the Miami Beach area, I saw that there was one of these streets where it was getting loud. It was getting a little urban. And I would say, here's a little bit of advice. If maybe you don't want to get fatally shot or don't want to get arrested, or where's that video? I saw what did they do with that freaking story? Miami Beach police slam kid to ground. It's some shit like that, but they're not showing me that body slamming the man to the ground. This is what I'm talking about. Look at this. Now we're talking. Here we go.
When you buy from myparkingsign.com,
No. Oh my God. Stop showing me the shooting. I want to see the guy getting slammed on the ground. Oh my God. Look at all this news. Oh, here we go. That's not who we are. This is it. This is the video I saw. That's not. Here we go.
Buy from myparkingsign.com.
Shut up, my parking sign. Shut up.
Bought by your state.
Shut up. Shut up.
Now in 6. Brawls.
Yeah.
Body slams.
Nice.
And
Boom.
bad behavior.
What are they censoring there? Is like that. What is being censored here? Is like her ass out? What is going on here? What is this? Bad behavior. I love the local news. This is real quality television. I hope it wins awards. This is the kind of
behavior.
All right.
Tonight, the mayor calling for major change.
People are just having a little bit of fun. Just a little bit of fun. I mean, is MMA not fun? Isn't that why MMA is so big now? Because it's a little bit of fun. So not everybody can go fight in a cage. So you got to go fight on Miami Beach. I mean, come on, Gerber baby mayor. The Gerber baby mayor. Look at this guy wearing his Miami Beach fucking face mask. You pretentious fucking prick. Look at this. Look at the Gerber baby. He even looks like a Gerber baby. He probably was a Gerber baby. He probably was the Gerber baby. Let's see. What is the who is the Gerber baby? Look, that's him. That's the mayor of Miami Beach. And Turner Cook. Yep, that's him. That's the Gerber baby. Oh, that's the Gerber baby now? Man, the Gerber baby got old. The Gerber baby is no longer a Gerber baby. She's 93. Is the Gerber baby still alive? Well, here we go. And more lighthearted news. This is what I wanted. I know the last show, it got a little dark. It seemed like maybe I was attacking women, which is crazy because how can you attack a whole gender? And I wasn't. What I was doing was attacking the language. I was attacking and not really attacking it. Because I want to figure it out. Because look, is it a legitimate? Would I be posting the same thing if I was a woman and I got harassed every time I went out? I would be upset too. I would want to burn everything to the ground. So I get it. I'm just wondering what we do about it. That was really my concern. So if you watch episode 13 and you're like, this misogynistic and pig and fuck this guy and no. Look, bad shit shouldn't happen. People should be able to walk and live unharmed, untouched, and for any people, I'm not even going to say men, for anybody who harasses anybody under any circumstances, that is a bad act, and there should be less of those acts. But I guess the point that I was trying to make is that we have to separate the act from the person. Now, people should be responsible for their acts, but not any one act should define a person, good or bad. Because someone is a Mother Teresa type character doesn't mean that everything they did was a Mother Teresa level act. You know what I mean? Because someone's the Dalai Lama doesn't mean that every one of their acts is this is the trick with being a human being. Here we go. We're going to break it down. There's two sides. There's two sides of being a human being, and they're hard to separate because we really actually only live 100% in one side. But the way the simulation works, it feels like we are living two sides. The internal life that you live inside your mind and your emotions and your experiences and how you interpret experiences, and then there's what actually happened in the real world. And those two things never are the same. Never, ever, ever. And I'll tell you why. Because everything that you see and experience already happened before you saw it and experienced it. So everything that you experience, you're experiencing a piece of history. Now, because there is how long does it take for you to experience what a metaphysical question, what your eyes see? That is my question. In the blink of an eye, it found that the human brain can process entire images that the eye sees for as little as 13 milliseconds. This speed is far faster in 13 milliseconds. So everything you experience is anywhere from 13 milliseconds to 100 milliseconds in the past of what happened. And then not only is it in the past, but you only saw a tiny little sliver of it, and whatever you were seeing was being influenced by what you were thinking at the time, but what you were smelling at the time, but what you were hearing at the time, and all those probably have their own delay. So everything that you see and hear, so that saying, I have to see it to believe it, is intrinsically false. Because even if you see it, you necessarily shouldn't believe it because maybe you saw it wrong. How many times have you seen something in the corner of your eye that you thought was something else, but wasn't? I mean, there's all those meme examples, the blue dress, the gold dress. What people see is not really what people see. What people feel is not really what people feel. And I don't know what to do about that. See, that's the thing. I don't have a solution for these problems. I didn't have a solution for the problems I brought up in the last episode. All I could react to was how being someone, just being someone that I wouldn't say is completely innocent. I mean, I no one's completely innocent. That was kind of the point. That you, and maybe the author didn't intend that to be the case, but it definitely comes off as like, I'm this innocent person and I just want to condemn all the guilty people out there that are not me. I am so innocent that I would like to condemn all the guilty to the lowest rung of hell. And I guess what my argument was that while good, people should be bringing it up, it should, because it may affect change. I mean, there may be someone out there that's like, man, I'm a catcalling, raping, harassing, just kind of shit human being. But since I saw this thing on Instagram that told me that, how hard, I didn't realize what my harassment and raping and kind of just horribleness, how that affected other people. So I'm not going to do it anymore. Like, maybe that happens. That might. Or, I mean, I guess the intent of it is that somebody sitting around is like, you know what? When my buddy or my brother or my best friend is doing that raping and harassment, I should maybe stop them. And I mean, that's a good sentiment. I mean, my point is I don't have a good solution to it. But taking a moral high ground, that was really the point of episode 13, is that no one can take a moral high ground. Anyone should be able to point out acts that are morally disgusting, that are morally reprehensible, but you can't do it from a place of, I'm good, I'm only good, and you're mainly bad, so be more good. Because I'm sure everyone has a thing that they do or have done which would be morally probably pretty reprehensible. And anybody who says that I'm completely clean, I'm a good Christian woman, and everything I've ever done has been in the purest of heart, the purest of light. I have never even touched a fly. I have never even harmed a little beetle bum, because I am an angel from God herself, from the beautiful woman which is God. I am pure. And that's just not the case. That's just not the case. No one is. No one is. And I think that's kind of the point. Like, man. I didn't want to bring it up, but I know this isn't breaking news, but what a dumpster fire. How much of a dumpster fire is the Facebook newsfeed? I mean, just the pretentiousness and the virtue signaling and the kind of like the bull. It's just kind of sickening. It's just because it's just so disingenuous. It's just so, it just oozes kind of like, and it's what I was saying. People put shit up to get a reaction. I mean, that's really all you can do. I mean, either put stuff up that doesn't get a reaction or put stuff up that does. Now, see, I'm of the mind that I know I've brought this up before, but I'm going to bring it up again because it's my show and I can do what I want. that someone put out this content of the way they said something that literally changed my life. And I don't remember who it was, but it's someone who said that, in life, there's enough things that are sad. There's enough things that are scary. There's enough things to be scared of, to get angry at, that when you're choosing to go consume a piece of content, when you're choosing to either go on your news feed, go on Reddit, go on Twitter, go on YouTube, go on Instagram, and consume a piece of content, and especially a piece of video content, because like an image or a piece of writing, it's like, it's being thrown in front of you. And I think that's kind of where some of the negativity and hate comes from, whereas for the author, they may be thinking, hey, I'm putting this up there. It's up to the reader whether they want to engage with this. Like, I'm not forcing anybody to see this. But then to the viewer, this is getting thrown into their face, and they feel like, to social media, and I believe to the lizard human brain, what it feels like when you read something on social media, there's very little difference between reading something someone posted on social media and having someone just talk to be in a conversation that you don't want to be in. That's essentially what social media is like. It's like, have you ever been in a conversation that you don't want to be in? Someone just continues talking, and you're not a sociopath, so you don't just tell them, hey, dude, I don't really give a shit about what you're saying. I'm not listening to you. I could care less about what you're saying. Like, what you're saying is so unimportant, you might as well just save your breath. And I mean, that, while it may seem rude and crass, may actually be a better solution for a lot of conversations. Because, I mean, there's a lot of conversations. The reason I don't have any friends is because I just can't be bothered to have a conversation with someone. Like, I don't care how your day was. I don't care really what it is that you do. I mean, it's kind of interesting. I mean, I'll even say right now, I at this place, there's an Airbnb guest here. It's this guy. He's from, he does power brokering, like electricity brokering up in the New York. And I learned a lot about, that's even a thing. That's even a thing, that you could just be an individual, and there's actually a job out there for you to go, and whether it's for a hospital or for a company, to put together their mix of service providers to be able to fulfill their power demand. And I mean, I don't know if that's something that, I guess on a big enough level that does make sense. But I mean, as an individual, it's like, what do you mean? Why would I hire someone who's not the power company to figure out how to get power? But if you're a company, you may need to buy power from multiple different places. You may need to put some kind of mix of power in place to be able to account for different situations. Because what's actually, and this is something that I mentioned to him, that we take for granted the fact that we have 24/7 power and water. I know in some places in the United States, the water is poisonous. It will kill you. It's brown. You essentially don't have water. And yes, that's horrible. But the fact that it has worked as well as it has, I mean, don't get me wrong, the thing that happened in Texas where their power went out and people were dying, horrible, awful. But, and as I mentioned to him, and this is someone who hails from India, and I'm like, it's pretty incredible that the United States power grid is able to work as well as it does, and because in some countries you only get 1 or 2 hours of power a day. And he's like, yes, in India this is the case. 24/7 power is hard to come by. So it is quite incredible that the U.S. power grid is able to work as robustly as it does. I mean, just think of that. Think of the machine that is. And when you actually think about what the power system is, because power is a commodity, unlike water, where you could store water in tanks and in water towers and all that, and it's stored in the aquifer. Power has to be generated and used literally instantaneously. Power is generated and used at the speed limit of the universe. That is how fast we have to use the power that is made. And the way power is made is literally in rotational inertia. So there's most mechanical things is I mean, Jesus Christ, I could do a whole episode on just rotational inertia and how incredible it is that human beings have been able to master the creation. And I mean, a good analogy for a power station is literally the tin can phone system, where you say something in a can, the can vibrates, the string vibrates, which vibrates the other can. That is the power grid. At the power station, they're using nuclear or fossil fuels or hydroelectric or whatever. And whatever it is that they're using is used to spin a giant magnet. And for every spin of the magnet, there is a magnetic pulse that then gets, an electromagnetic pulse, which then gets sent through the system and gets modified and transformed into something that can now power this computer, power this little webcam, and power it. But there is, and then, so like, let's say you turn on a vacuum cleaner, right? And on a vacuum cleaner, you have a rotating motor. So, and you know, a washing machine, anything that rotates, anything that has an electric motor in it that rotates, you essentially have, you know, you have an equilibrium where there's one giant spinning thing which can run hundreds of thousands of little spinning things. That's really it. It's a system of spinning things, transferring its spinningness, you know, the vibrations of its spinningness through the electrical lines, coming in to now spin the little motors that now run all of our different systems. Now, that rotation then can get dispersed and it can run through integrated circuits, which is a form of spinning, because really the electricity is, I mean, an electric motor, all the electrons are doing is going through the path of least resistance and, you know, going through, and then that's the magnetic part of it is then moving the physical things. But inside of electronic devices, you have the electrons moving, and then electrons are moving from one place or another to be able to store data and information. It's fucking wild. I'm not a scientist. I'm not into it, but it's very fascinating to me. And what does this have to relate to Miami Beach and why? So, you know, having a conversation, you do get those interesting nuggets like that. But beyond that, I don't think I would ever want to interact with this human being again, outside of learning, you know, some of these interesting things that, see, those things are interesting to me because it doesn't really involve the personal details of this person's life. You know, anything that really involves, see, those things, those facts and that information exists outside of that person. That's interesting to me. You know what I mean? Now I want to go into a feature so that, like I said at the beginning, at the top of the episode, there was the Grammys. So the Grammys happened, right? And there's a little bit of controversy, and I kind of want to play these other clips. So it was very interesting where Bill Burr, comedian, he went out there and he said some controversial things, and I want to play that right now. So let's do Bill Burr Grammys, right? Let's do Bill Burr, the Grammys, and then let's play this. No, don't give me this ad. Get out of my face. All right, let's make this a little more square. There we go. Let's get a little bit of sound. Now I'm just gonna play the beginning of this because this is hilarious.
Thank you, Igor, for that sublime performance. I feel like I'm in a virtual heaven. And now let's mingle and jingle with the stand-up comedian who taught
this whole thing made it funnier. This woman, because she kind of messes up his name. She's doing this whole kind of like act, and it's like these two personalities should never meet. This woman and Bill Burr might as well be different species. Like they might as well. and I love it. I love it.
On Netflix, that F.
See, I think the Grammys learned from the Golden Globes in the fact that no one really gives a shit about any of these award shows. I mean, who the fuck cares about any of these award shows? Honestly, unless you're one of the people that may get an award. Who gives a fuck? And I mean, that should be like, none of these things should be televised, but they are, because it's really just marketing. Like, the only good reason to win an award is, and that's really why they were set up, is just another way to market the whole industry as a whole, and that's why you have an industry award. So it makes sense. I mean, the whole industry as a whole, and then all the artists that get nominated, and then the artists that get won, they get a whole marketing push. Now, I don't know, do you have to pay to be able to submit something to the Grammys? I don't know. I don't know if you do. If you do, then man, what a sham that is.
Is for family. He's nominated for his first.
Listen to this. So this guy's doing this piano solo, I guess, finishing up a song or some shit. I know it's a little bit about music. I don't know who the hell that is. But it almost seems like they told him to say this. Like, it's very, very solemn.
Thank you, Igor, for that sublime.
And I love how weird this is, this Grammys without an audience, and that's part of what the joke he comes up with.
I feel like I'm in a virtual heaven.
I feel like I'm in a virtual heaven. Oh.
And now let's
look. We laugh the same way. I'm not laughing at her. I'm laughing with her.
With the stand-up comedian who taught us on Netflix that F is for family.
Who wrote that joke? Who wrote that joke? Who taught us that F is for family? Like, that's a Tim and Eric joke at the fucking Grammys.
He's nominated for his first Grammy this year in the Best Comedy Album category. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Bill Burr.
What? What? Why did she do that? I mean, she has some personality, at least. I would have gone out there and I've been like, no, Bill Burr. He's on some show on Netflix. I don't know why he's here. Because why are comedians at the Grammys anyways? Because they do an audio album. So where's my Grammy? This episode right here should win a Grammy. I'm submitting this for the Grammy, everyone. I want this to be in the Grammys. Because since no one's going to give a shit about the Grammys, since everybody's just going to stop making music, I think I have a good chance of winning. I love this. Like, the music plays. Like, it's such a weird experience when there's no audience out there. It's just kind of this quiet, sad, like, show business. This is why there's audiences in show business, and this is why they put laugh tracks, because unless it's kind of the inauthenticity. Audiences and laughter and laugh tracks and things really do a good job of masking the inauthenticity of any of these events, because it really is. Because like this woman, nothing she said, she's probably never heard of Bill Burr before in her life, because she obviously has never said his name. His name has never rolled off of her tongue ever, because why would Bill Burr? Ooh, that's a.
Thank you, Janae. How are you?
And this guy has, and like, obviously that woman's a singer, so she had this nice voice, very sexy voice. Bill Burr. And then this guy comes out and he's like, you know, if he hadn't been doing comedy for fucking 100 years, this guy would just be some other fucking Boston asshole that would come out, you know, in like a Red Sox jersey. And
was I the only one who wanted to kill himself during that piano solo?
So is that the joke that got everybody mad? Because that's hilarious. And it's funny, there's like two producers behind her.
I bought a suit for this. I thought I was going to be on TV. I'm such a...
Was the Grammys not on TV? Because that's hilarious as well. Was this like a Zoom call? Like, where were the Grammys? Who gives a fuck about the Grammys anymore?
I am losing so much money right now. All right, shout out to all the rock stars that I wanted to meet tonight who are watching at home instead. I'm talking to you, Don Dawkin. All right? What, I'm old. That was my first...
All right, so what's my point with all this? So Bill Burr, it's very interesting that he came up and he just he literally just shat on that guy who probably, you know, it's taken his entire life to get to that point. It took that piano guy, whoever the fuck that was, it took him his entire life, probably being abused as a child, to go to his freaking piano lesson. He's like, but Mom, I don't want to learn the piano. It's like, you will learn the piano. You will go to the piano lesson for 8 hours a day, and you will become good at the piano. And, then, I don't wanna. And then, after a while, and then he he went through high school and college, and then he realized he didn't want to, be an accountant, or, business school wasn't really for him. And he's like, okay, now I'm, 25. What am I going to do with my life? Well, I do kind of know how to play the piano. And then he started playing the piano, and somebody's like, whoa, you know how to play the piano? And he's like, yeah, I took fucking a bunch of fucking lessons when I was a kid. It's like, whoa. And then, he did that for years, and then now he was on the Grammys, all for this guy to come out. So now, etched in history, hopefully this was the first and only time this guy ever plays a piano at the Grammys, just to have this fucking bald, redheaded motherfucker to come out and be like, was I the only one that wanted to kill myself after listening to that piano solo? So, kind of mean, but he's a comedian, and obviously this is what comedians do. They're a little cheeky, so Bill Burr wouldn't ever have a problem with, say, another comedian coming out and, at some kind of award show being like, hey, this isn't, and making fun of these people that have spent their whole lives, getting dressed up to come get an award, because, Bill Burr just did it. And that's what comedians do. What? Comedy's not supposed to be something that, comedy's supposed to inflame. Comedy's supposed to, pull out that truth and pull out those uncomfortable truths. And that's okay. That's what comedy's for. So Bill Burr would never have a problem with a comedian, saying, maybe saying some little insults to the people that are winning the award. I don't think so. It would be kind of weird if he did, you know what I mean? So, I don't know.
I'll tell you who I have to become friends with. I got to meet this guy and become friends with it. I've been watching that show, An Idiot Abroad. It's not that that they against his will. They out in show business. So what? Now he does. Ricky's the big man. Pete Holmes, and he's already got his. Well, wasn't the Golden Globes? He's already got his fucking brows punched up. Like, what the fuck is this? Right. And what country did you get it from? I don't give a shit. Well, I don't know. It's. What is it, Joe? Come on, spit it out.
Here we go. So
the Golden Globes were this week, and Ricky Gervais made the mistake of being funny.
I don't watch that stuff. I watch sports. I'm all about bread and circus.
Well, wasn't the Golden Globes bread and circus?
I saw a little bit of it. It's an award show. I could see being upset there if I showed up armed with an acceptance speech and somebody's sort of doing a one-way roast out of nowhere with the staff of writers. I thought it was. I don't know. I don't know how those things worked. Did the people know that he was going to make fun of them? If they knew he was going to trash them, then I would be fine. But if I was showing up, after some actor and all the horrors that happened on like a casting couch to get to where I was, and I was going to get my little shiny trophy, and then some jerk who's not even from this country just starts trashing me. I didn't like it. I didn't like his little comment. I didn't like. You know what I didn't like? I didn't mind any of the jokes. I just didn't like his little comment about Americans not liking movies with subtitles. I'm sick of Europeans acting like that they're so smart. I went over to England, and if you're in London, that's like being in New York City. That's their Paris. You get outside of it, it's a bunch of bloated fish and chip eating jackasses. That's all it is. They're just as dumb as we are, with worse teeth, and they really need to get over themselves. Paris is right there. They should be more cultured. Be like that. I lived in New York. To be like if Paris was in Rhode Island. I would have no.
So wouldn't it just be a shame if some little piano guy had, who knows what struggles he went through? He probably has carpal tunnel. He probably has arthritis at the age of 30 in his fingers because he's there, pianoing away. And then he finally gets up on the grannies. That should be the new award. I think get rid of the Grammys, get rid of the Ennies. The Ennies. What would that be for? Because the Grannies is obviously for the best grandmothers in the world. I think we need to get rid of the Grammys and have the Grannies. And we need to give out awards to the best grandmothers, the best grannies around. Who's the best granny? Who's the best granny? Who's the best granny that forgets your name? The best granny that gets you a great gift, right? Some grannies best granny that forgets your birthday and gets you 2 or 3 birthday gifts a year. We need to give those grannies some love. Let's give those grannies some love, everybody. But let's say you're just that piano guy. You finally make it to the Grammys. You do your little piano solo. And then this fucking guy comes out and says that on, I guess not on television, right? Because it wasn't on television. So it says in front of the 5 people in the room and, the 100 people that are the nominees watching the Grammys that, he wanted to kill himself during the piano solo. So I don't know, Bill Burr, Bill. Were you just, maybe Bill actually always wanted to be host an award show and, Ricky Gervais was doing it and he was being a little cheeky. He was being a little mean, and then he got a little jealous. So when he finally got his opportunity, he went and he did the same thing, probably because of how successful that is. I mean, how fun is that? I mean, the only reason I would even known that the Grammys even happened is because there was this little drama, and those jokes were nothing. He just said one joke. If you watch the rest of it, there's no other jokes. Like the Ricky Gervais, he at least, I don't know if he wrote it himself or if somebody wrote it for him, but he at least had a series of jokes that were actually pretty funny. So, I mean, I don't know, Bill Burr, Billy Burr. Seemed to be doing a little bit of hating. Seemed to be doing just a little bit of hating and being a little hypocritical because the internet never forgets. The internet never forgets. Obviously, this doesn't bother me at all. I just thought it was kind of funny. I thought I'd throw it in the end of the episode. I feel I have a little bit of a headache today. I mean, I wanted to do this episode because I'm loyal to you non-existent viewers, and I really wanted to get this out there and kind of go over some fun things. We had the Gerber baby mayor. We had the grannies. We had all these fun things. We had what we should do with Miami Beach. So these are the kinds of shows that are world changing. And I mean, this is what progress looks like. This is what progress looks like. And you're only going to find it here on the Rick Troutner Show. It's up at least every other day. Every day there'll be a new episode. Check it out. Check out the channel, Rick Troutner Clips. We started the Patreon, or I started the Patreon, patreon.com/the Rick Troutner Show. I'm going to open it up. $1 a patron, because if I can at least see that there's some kind of interest in this, I may be a little motivated to do this just about at the same level of quality, but to not stop doing it and maybe make the quality a little worse. You know what I mean? So I can build it back up later on. So that's about it. This has been the Rick Troutner Show. I hope you enjoyed it. Tune in next time. Subscribe, like, do all that shit that the YouTube algorithm wants you to do. Thank you for watching.